hello, collective. Thank you for being here. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Before wasting any more time, let's step right into it. Also, thank you for the likes, thank you for the hyping, thank you for the support, thank you for the following. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for the donations. It really does mean a lot to me. Yeah, let's step right into it. You come off as somebody who's not scared to bring endings to situations. Yeah, that's how people are viewing you. That's how you are coming off as somebody who's not scared to detach from situation. I feel you are somebody who's very much in union with yourself. You are somebody who very much have took your power back. You are somebody who's very much enlightened. You are very much, I feel you have this pattern recognition. You have this self-respect about you, your self-worth. I feel you may have been somebody who may have been through a lot. Now you are now more like more self-aware with enlightened being here. You are now more self-aware, of your power and how much you were giving it to others willingly. But now you are now not on that timeline. You are now not on that frequency. You come off as very much somebody who's resourceful. You know how to create. You are somebody who's more uh who has this willpower to move forward. Yeah, that's the current vibes. You are not scared to bring in endings to situations. Yeah, let's see some more on this. You have people viewing you as very much cold, only because you may be loving to spend a lot of time by yourself. I feel you are somebody who doesn't engage easily. Even if you do, it's not something that is more like, this is my friend, I'm going to hang around with them. No, it's more like it's you being civilized, pretty much. Yeah, and death with death, pretty much. Yes, I feel whoever I'm talking to, your detachment style, the way you detach needs to be studied. You are so knowing how to bring forth rebirth into your situation. You may be in a new phase right now. Whatever it is that you are doing, people are stressed, people are in their heads about it. You have a lot of people viewing you as somebody who's more like, um you're not scared to transition. You're not scared to take in risk. You are not delaying yourself at the expense of others. People view you as somebody who's more like, you put yourself first. You know your worth. Yeah, pretty much, you know your worth. If something is not working for you, you are so going to leave it behind. If something is not watering for you, you are so going to leave behind. Yeah, you have a lot of people viewing you as somebody who wants soulful connections, pretty much, whether it's platonic or romantic. You want connections that are very much therapeutic and healing to your energy. You are somebody who's more reciprocative. I feel you don't want people who are opportunists in your energy. Yeah, and I feel that stresses a lot of people, because people see that they cannot get away with a lot in your energy. People cannot cannot penetrate you with lies. They cannot uh, make you feel inferior. You have people feeling like you know your worth, and that stresses a lot of people. Fact that you know your worth, and yet you are still very much grateful. You come off as very much content, like 10 toes down. You are respectful as well. You have people viewing you as somebody who knows what is it that they want, because even it seems like even connections that you are creating, they are very much soulful. Yeah, you bring death to a situation. I feel people who may have wanted you defeated, people who may have wanted you feeling cancelled, fucked up, right now they are feeling very much defeated. These are people who feel like You want nothing to do with them. Like, people feel like you don't give a fuck. You want nothing to do with them. You've closed the cycle. Pretty much with death being here, it's more like you come in right or you don't come at all. This energy, it says you come right or you don't come at all. You better come knowing your power. Nobody's going to babysit you here. That's the energy you are exuding right now. It's more like nobody's going to babysit you here. You are very much in control. You have this passion for life. You have this drive about you, and it seems like you are moving to calmer waters. It seems like you are moving to calmer waters. You are leaving the chaos behind. You've left the chaos behind. You've left the chaos behind, and a lot of people are regretful right now. They are mourning the loss. They are grieving the whole thing, the whole situation. They didn't expect for you to withdraw and not look back. They didn't expect you for you to move on like this. Yeah, right now things seems to be working out for you. You seems to be happier. You look positive. It seems like you are enjoying your freedom. You are not bounded to anything or anyone. Pretty much, you are not bounded. You are actually you've healed your inner child. You've healed your inner child. You are happy with what you have and who you are. Yeah, you have people. Oh my God, feeling like you are somebody who's very much calculative. You have people feeling like you are somebody who's very much calculative, and in order for them to come in your energy, they must reciprocate. you know they must reciprocate. Yeah, that's how you have people feeling right now. In order to come into your energy, they must reciprocate. They view you as somebody view you as somebody who's taking calculative risk. You know how to heal your heart. You know how to not act out of proportion. You know how to not be impulsive. Yeah, you are very much calculative. Look at that. Selective and having boundaries on who comes in and who goes out. That's how people are viewing you. With you being not being scared of bringing death to situations. With you not being scared to transition and transform. With you defeating and actually, yeah, defeating your enemies. Defeating people who may have thought that the access in your energy was entitlement. Right now they feel like they didn't see anything coming. They view you as somebody who's very much strategic. you know yeah, it's more like you want people who reciprocate your energy. Yes. Yeah, if you want to come into my energy, you better own your power. Yes, you better own your power. Don't come with plotting energy, come with planning energy. Don't come with destructive energy, come with uplifting energy. That's the vibes in your energy. You don't have time to babysit a grown adults who wants to get away with things because of their ego. No, you don't have time for that. You've seen right through them. You've seen right through them and their manipulative tactics. You know, Mhm. You have a lot of people facing being feeling forced to face themselves right now. People are feeling forced to face themselves right now because of these endings you've brought in. They are forced to face themselves because none of them can say you are wrong. None of them can say you are lying. None of them can say you are lying. You are wrong for however you are acting towards them. None. All they can say is try to gaslight you because they are scared of facing their shadow side. Right now is more like you've cornered them. They feel cornered by you. Yes, because you brought in these unexpected changes. You have people feeling very much cornered by you right now. It's like you are bringing in new administration, out with the old, in with the new. You are bringing these unexpected big changes. You know, and you are so calm about it. You are very much calm about it. It's like you've always tamed your lion. You've always maintained, your courage. You've always been somebody who's resilient. Yeah, you have these people like feeling forced to face themselves right now, and it doesn't feel good. Hence, they are feeling very much defeated. Hence, they are feeling very much defeated. They cannot come into your energy because no, you've placed these boundaries. You've placed these boundaries. You are very much selective. You know, they may try to change the story as much as they want, but then the truth cannot be hidden. They know the truth, hence they are going through their shadow self. Yeah, you brought in, yeah, you are bringing in this towers on them. You know, yeah, pretty much you are distracting the administration's built on lies. Yeah, their administration is being disrupted. The administration is being disrupted, and you are doing it single-handedly. So you are doing it single-handedly. So it's more like you are rebuilding yourself. You are rebuilding your reputation. You know, and you don't need anyone's validation. It's more like you are rewriting your narrative. Right now, it's more like you are rewriting your narrative. They may have went along with your narrative for quite a very long time. Yeah, right now is more like you see things clearly. You are very much diplomatic about this. You have this emotional and spiritual intelligence. You are not being irrational at all. Pretty much, you are doing everything solo. These are people who are watching you enjoying the fruits of your labor. These are people who are watching you enjoying the fruits of your labor. They may be juggling right now, watching you and making these big decisions, forcing gravity, avoiding being stagnant, yeah, avoiding being stagnant. Pretty much, they are watching you. They are so in their head. Look at them, victimizing themselves because they are scared of facing themselves. They are forced. They are very much forced to face themselves. No, instead of facing themselves and working on their shadow self, they are victimizing themselves. They are victimizing themselves because they didn't expect this sudden changes. They didn't expect these big changes. They didn't expect for the administration to be dismantled. They didn't expect for you to write your own narrative. They didn't expect for you to rebuild and rewrite your reputation. They didn't. No, they didn't. They didn't. It's more like you brought in big transformation, death to situations, death here, death there. It's like, nobody can say you are lying, collective. Nobody can say you are not who you say you are. Nobody can say you were not good to them. Nobody can say that. They all know you were good to them, yet they wanted to misuse their power. They wanted to feel superior on you. These are people who resented you. They always resented you. They've never liked you. They will never like you. Yeah, right now it's more like they see you as very much in your right element. You are so calm. You are very much loving, generous. You may be somebody who's more like compassionate. Yeah, they view you as somebody who's very much calm. You come off as a mother figure. You may be a Pisces, you may be a water sign, whoever I'm talking to. You come off as very much rooted and invested in who you are. Continue uplifting yourself and uplifting others. Your healing energy is being actually admired, you know. Yeah, you have a lot of people wanting to celebrate you. Some is people from the past who want to reconcile with you. Yeah, it's only because they view you as somebody who's very much publicly recognized now. These are people who are like watching you being on your high horse. They are watching you being victorious, being celebrated by your tribe. You may have your tribe that celebrates you, that appreciates you, yeah, that respects you just as much as you respect them. That support you. Unlike these people who are wanting to come and reconcile. These are people who are just wanting to leech on your energy, you know? Yeah. You come off as very much driven to succeed. Hmm. You come off as very much driven to succeed. Yeah, no pettiness can actually penetrate you. None of their pettiness can penetrate you. They want to be impulsive with you. Some they may even want to fight you so bad, like literally fight you. You may have even some wanting, to cause argument with you. Yeah, so bad. Yeah, only because they are so feeling so triggered. They are feeling so triggered in your energy. You come off as this queen of swords. You know, you may be very much direct with your communication. You may be very much direct with you have this clear mindset and clear boundaries. You don't entertain gossip at all. You are somebody who's more like dealing with facts. You may be somebody who's very much smart and strategic. That's how you are. That's how people view you. That's how people view you. Yeah, things may be moving a bit slow right now. You may be going through a delays, especially in terms of uh, your love life may be going in delays. But that's because you are waiting for a higher level connection. You are waiting whatever that's coming in your way. It's something that will match your frequency. Yeah, that's something that's going to be of your same values as you. That's something, whoever that's coming in, I feel this is somebody who has unconditional love for you. They are watching you from far. They are slowly coming in. Hence you are going through these delays, asking yourself, where's my person? Your person is coming, but then they are going through their own. They are going through their own. Yeah, let's see some more. Hmm. I see you not budging. You are not budging at anything. It's more like I meant what I said. I no longer want you in my energy. With the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands, it's more like I meant what I said. I'm working solo. I'm rebuilding myself. Nobody's gonna come in with their narrative and project it on me. Nobody's going to do that. You are so confident in who you are. I love it for you, collective. And you are very much more like, you are not all over that place. You know what is it that you are doing. You are very much exuding this peaceful and, like, somebody who knows what is it that they are doing, very much emotionally and spiritually tapped in. That's how it goes. These people right now, they view you as a lost opportunity. They view you as a lost of opportunity. You have a lot of people whom were in your past, whom are looking at you as a lost opportunity. These are people who are viewing you as somebody who's very much creative. They view you as somebody who thinks out of the box. They view you as somebody who's also very much grateful for what you have. You know how to be appreciative of opportunities you have. Yeah, you are content in who you are. They view you as somebody who's not scared to take a blind faith. They view you as somebody who's more like working and co-creating hand in hand with source. Yeah, you are not scared to take risk because you understand that you know nothing. You know nothing. You don't have to limit yourself. I feel these are people who wanted you or needed you to limit yourself. They didn't want you to believe in yourself because they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in themselves. Yeah, these are people who always wanted to win at all costs. They have control issues. They have control issues. They don't allow the flow. Yeah, they don't allow divine flow. They are ruining things because they are always wanting to control circumstances. They actually need a lot of healing. They need a lot of healing and they missed your energy. I feel you were actually providing that. Being in your energy is more like being in a therapy session. Being in your energy is a feel good pill. Like your energy is medicinal. Yeah, right now people are so victimizing themselves. They didn't expect whatever this is. I feel you may even be gonna. I feel you may be even getting a lot of people trying to kiss your ass, trying to run away from their shadows. These are people who are like these people. I don't even know how to explain them. Whenever the situation, they are going with whatever favors them. They lack loyalty. Let me just put it that way. They are not even loyal to themselves. You know, they are just moving with whatever air, with the Gemini being here, Eight of Swords. Yeah, whenever things are moving which way, they are moving that way. These are people who lacks loyalty. Yeah, right now they view you as somebody who's very much refreshing. They like your ideas. They love how your healing energy. They view you as somebody who's more like your cup is overflowing. They view you as somebody who's more like your cup is overflowing. Pretty much. You are the empress. Wow, look at you. You are so beautiful. You are so beautiful. They view you like your cup is overflowing. You are so refreshing. You are the breath of fresh air. That's how hence they are scared of facing themselves. Wow, because they are having this lack mindset. They are feeling left out in the cold. You are this empress, you know you are the empress. You are the creator. You exude this feminine energy. You are very much creative. That's how they view you. You have unlimited resources, and they come from within. And they come from within. Right now they feel like, oh my God, look at Collective. She or he's a missed opportunity. They want nothing to do with us anymore. Yeah, because you brought death to situation. You no longer want to associate yourself with past energies. They are so regretful. That's all they can do. They are so regretful, and look at them. They are still watching at these cups. Instead of moving on, they are still mourning the loss, thinking I should have, could have. That's the current vibes. Yeah, you come off as very much cold right now. To these people, you come off as very much cold. You may be loving to be by yourself. You may be somebody who practice individuality a lot. You may be somebody who's always by themselves. I feel you have this inner calling about you. Yeah, you have this inner calling, and you may be wise beyond your years. They didn't expect this from you. They didn't. You come off as very much in control. You are very much authoritative. You have this authority about you. People know to depend on you. Oh my God, Collective. You have people feeling like you want nothing to do with them, and they are so feeling it. They know why. They are blaming themselves. They are, they can they cannot blame you. They cannot. Nah. I feel whoever I'm talking to, I feel you may have taught these people that you can do whatever you set your mind on. As much as they may have wanted you to be looked at as weird. They may have wanted you to be looked at as weird. Yeah, but then one thing they cannot even say you cannot do is set your mind on something and do something. You can do anything you set your mind on. I feel you've taught these people that anything is possible. You only have to set your mind on it, be at the right frequency, and have courage. Be resilient. Continue. do the hard work. Yeah, I feel whoever I'm talking to, you may have taught these people, you know what, do the hard work. That's how you own your power. Be one with yourself. Yeah, right now they view you as somebody who's very much successful. They view you as somebody who's more like working on the greater goal, you know. They view you as somebody who's more like of at the right frequency. They view you as somebody of love. Yeah, these are people who got to realize they have to replace their fear with insight awareness. You know, they may have been in denial for a very long time. Some may still be in denial even right now, but then they're going to have to replace their fears with insight awareness, because you are not going to stop for anyone. Instead, you are gonna move forward and move on. Your self confidence is actually one of the things that is triggering and bothering these people. You know, your self confidence. Yeah, pretty much. You are in your purpose. You are in your purpose. These people are going through judgment. Yeah, hence the shadow. They feel defeated. They are going through judgment. They didn't expect this. They didn't expect this. You have people going through judgment right now. Oh my God. Yeah, they see you as somebody who makes healthy choices. These are people who view you as somebody who loves themselves. You respect yourself. I feel you are somebody who's very much in love with life. You know, yeah, you are somebody who always choose happy thoughts. Yeah, these people, they always want to drag each other down. They always want to impose on each other. These are people who don't wish good on one another, you know. Hmm. Yeah, they may have also wanted to sabotage you a lot of times. They may have wanted to send you negativity, evil eye, you know, smear campaign on you a lot of time. These are people who may have, you know, did a lot of nasty things your way repetitively, you know. But right now it's more like it's not working, and they are so feeling screwed. Hence, they are going to try to victimize themselves, you know, because they are very much forced to face themselves. Yeah, the clock is ticking, time is moving on. You know, I feel times may have changed. What a time to be alive. You know, things be happening in real time right now. They are watching your progress in real time. These are people who are watching your progress in real time. Yeah, they are so reminiscing right now, reminiscing on the past, you know. These are people who wish they had they did respected your perspective. These are people who are learning from the past, you know. These are people who feel like they are learning from the past. I feel they will teach their kids to never be bullies ever again. You know, they are going to teach their kids to never make others uncomfortable again. If they've learned, these are people who are going to instill order, you know, and righteousness into their structures, into their family, into their own lifestyles. These are people who are more like going to teach their kids, stop, you don't have to be mean on others. There are some people are late bloomers, some people are early bloomers. You know, you have people are different. We have different strengths. Some people are good with their hands, some are good with their mouth, some are good with their psyche, their intuition, some are good. You know, we all have different strengths. You know, these are people who are getting to realize that they may have went along with the narrative of your life for a very long time, thinking they know you, thinking they can judge you. Right now they are feeling judged, and they are judging themselves, you know, because they are getting this spiritual awakening. Yeah, they may be even going through a spiritual court. Yeah, these are people who sees you as very much playful. You come off as very much youthful. You may be looking younger than your years, you know. Yeah, these people view you as somebody who's more like, they view you as somebody who deserve to be loved, you know. Yet there may be something about your love life. Yeah, you have somebody who's watching you though. You have somebody who's watching you. I doubt these people want you to be loved. I doubt. Yeah, you have somebody wanting you. Let me leave the Olaf Oracle. Yeah, but anyway, these are people who view you as very much youthful. You have this, you may be having this wise mentality, like you are old, but then you have the spirit of a young spirit. Yeah, I feel, expect for your ass to be kissed, same shit, different day. There are some people are going to kiss your ass, you know. Things are not moving forward for these people. They may be trying to dig dead on you, only because they are seeing you moving in silence and you are too busy winning. They don't know how to make sense of your whatever is going on in your life. Yeah, right now they are watching you through fake accounts. That's all they can do. And you've so moved on. You've so moved on. You're not looking back for anyone. You are not looking back for anyone. Yeah, you deserve love, collective. You have a lot of people watching you. I feel like this may be somebody or people who are just feeling like they want to express themselves. These are people who feel like you could be the one. I feel these are some of them, they may even be younger than you. Yeah, they may be younger than you, or they may be looking younger, or they may be saying that you look younger. They may even be having kids, but then, yeah, you have a lot of people watching you right now, wanting to come forward, you know, of which I feel this is something that these people that you've cut off, no, doesn't want for you.